Hello students. So we discussed sampling theorem, and sampling theorem said a continuous band limited signal can be represented by its discrete samples and can be recovered back from its samples if and only if the sampling rate del f is greater than or equal to twice the mu max, twice the maximum frequency content of the signal. Here, when del f was equals to twice mu max, we call it a Nyquist sampling rate. So, aliasing is the topic here which we are going to emphasize. Aliasing takes place whenever the sampling rate del f is less than twice mu max. So what happens in aliasing? The lower frequency components of consecutive period of the repeated spectra takes identity of higher frequency components of the prior period on the spectra. So something takes identity or something takes alias. Alias means taking the identity. So something takes identity of some other thing. Something acts in alias of some other thing. So such a phenomena leads to the corruption of the information in a particular frequency range, and which we call it aliasing. And that occurs when del f is less than twice the mu max. So one may say that del f, if maintained greater than or equal to twice mu max, aliasing should not be occurring. It is true, there is nothing wrong in it. But in real world, the things are different. Even if you maintain del f greater than twice mu max, in a practical scenario, aliasing will be there. The reason being because in real world we have to deal with signals which are finite duration signals, and this characteristic of the signals which are finite duration signals lets us to end up with the effect of aliasing be in our system. So let us try to get into more deeper how this finite duration sequence is leading us to end up with the aliasing problem. So remember, here we are maintaining the thing that del f is greater than twice mu max, and still how aliasing will be there, we are trying to understand that thing. So suppose we have certain continuous time signal f of t, and of course it is a band limited signal. F of t is a band limited signal. So we sampled it to get f cap of t. The discrete version of f of t is f cap of t, and we sampled f of t by maintaining a sampling rate del f which is greater than twice mu max. That means we should be hopeful that the aliasing should not occur. So whenever we are getting f cap of t, it is discrete in time, and of course it's a repeated spectra, and it is so infinite bandwidth. So since we have taken care of the sampling theorem, that is we have maintained del f greater than twice mu max, we should be able to use a low pass filter to extract a single period of the spectra, and hence we can get f of t filtered out at the output of the low pass filter, because there is a well frequency interval separation between two periods of the spectra in the f cap of mu, capital F cap of mu. So low pass filtering could easily extract a single period to give you small f of t, which is your continuous signal. But what happens? F cap of t cannot be the infinite signal f cap of t. When I say infinite signal, infinite in terms of variable t. This f cap of t and even this f of t, we are up till now we are assuming that t spans from minus infinity to plus infinity. Here also f cap of t spans from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this has been a hidden assumption up till now. But such infinite sequences like this f cap of t cannot be fed into our practical digital systems. We always work with finite duration sequences. So what we do, let us assume that the duration has been limited. F cap of t, which is otherwise an infinite duration sequence, we have a finite duration sequence f cap capital T of t, which is a finite duration sequence lying from t equals to 0 to t equals to capital T. So how to model this f cap t of small t? We can model this finite duration sequence by multiplying this infinite duration f cap of t with a rectangular pulse h of t, which takes a value 1 from 0 to capital T. So if we will multiply the f cap of t and h of t, we will get the f cap capital T of t, which is a finite duration sequence. So we are writing here f cap t of t is equals to f cap of t dot h of t. So I have already characterized what h of t is. So multiplying two sequences in the t domain is equivalent to convolution of their respective frequency domain representation or the Fourier representation. So multiplication of f cap of t and h of t is equivalent to f cap of mu convolution h of mu. F cap of mu is a repeated spectra, as we all know. H of mu, since h of t is a rectangular pulse, h of mu is a sinc. And from previous classes of DSP, we already know that this h of mu, which is a sinc, is a infinite in frequency signal. So it is, although decreasing the value of its magnitude of peaks, it will end up to 0 at infinite plus infinity. It will end up to 0 at minus infinity, mu is equal to minus infinity. So it is a infinite duration signal of mu. So when such an infinite duration signal is converted with f cap of mu, for each period of f cap of mu you will get a infinite duration result. So you will see the interference of a single period to span all other periods up to infinity. So this is what aliasing is. The result of one period interfering with the results of other periods. So even if you are maintaining del f, even if you are maintaining del f greater than twice mu max, the aliasing is coming into being, and this is due to the fact that you are dealing with finite duration sequences. So here we can conclude that even if you maintain del f greater than twice mu max, aliasing is an inevitable fact of working with sampled records of finite lengths. If it had been an infinite length record or infinite length sequence, then aliasing could have been taken care of by maintaining this condition. But since we will be dealing with finite length sequences, aliasing is an inevitable fact of working with sample records of finite length. Although the effect of aliasing, such as aliasing, can be reduced. And how it can be reduced? It can be reduced by smoothing the input function to attenuate the higher frequency components. How the aliasing can be reduced? By reducing the strength of higher frequency components. How you can reduce the strength of higher frequency components? By using a proper low pass filter, and that should be done prior to sampling. Once the sampling is done, nothing can be done to get rid of the aliasing. So this anti-aliasing thing, this whole thing, smoothing of the signal to reduce the effect of aliasing, is called anti-aliasing, and that is done with low pass filters. So this anti-aliasing thing has to be done before sampling. Okay, thank you.